Washington Governor Bob Ferguson declaring a state of emergency earlier today. The rising floodwaters causing rivers and creeks to swell. A lot of roads and lower intersections also covered in that water. National Guard members are doing their part, especially in western Washington and north of Seattle, assembling sandbags to protect homes. The governor giving an update as crews work to reach those hardest hit areas.
The National Weather Service as describing it as potentially catastrophic and potentially having significant loss of life still remains in place. And so there is, to put it very mildly, many individuals working extremely hard in many different capacities at multiple different levels to respond to can only be described as a very significant event for the people of the state of Washington.
Now, most of that moisture coming from the same atmospheric river that hit Oregonians very hard earlier in the week. It will remain a threat for the Central Sound area through today, tomorrow, and perhaps the weekend.
This is impacting so many people and their lives. We're talking more than 100,000 people facing evacuation orders. And so tonight we're checking in on the conditions in Cowlitz County. Joelle Jones reports from Kelso tonight with the story.
We're out here in Kelso, Washington, off of Ostrander Road, where you can see this water is just a few feet below this bridge. Residents say a few days ago it was over the bridge, and experts warn that could be on the horizon.
About chest deep at about halfway up the hill here, and then we got to the guardrail where the bridge is. There was no bridge rails. It was just all water.
Cowlitz County residents still drying out after an atmospheric river pounded the region. High winds and torrential rain triggering flash floods and washouts.
The water went halfway up the walls inside the house. It was up to the windows on the outside of the home.
I spoke off camera with a woman and her family of 5 as they fled their new home. Now working with the Red Cross as they salvage what's left.
It's just a lot of loss of things and kind of just don't know where to start, getting things back up on our feet.
We noticed that the rocks below was going away and then it hit the tree and then all of a sudden it was coming through the yard.
Ashley Waddle captured this video at her friend's home around 6 a.m. Tuesday.
That was pretty scary, the fact that it was happening so fast and that the rain was still coming and that they called another second round.
She cares for her friend's son and says even the short drive home was dangerous.
It was so scary for me because there was no way to turn around. I couldn't find any driveways to turn around, so I had to drive through it before they shut that road down. So definitely don't do that.
Road crews racing to clear drains as the Cowlitz River rages. And while levels have dropped, county engineers say upstream dams will release more water to prepare for another system.
So we continue to expect high river levels and some minor flooding and continued landslide activity and potentially high water again next week.
Soaked ground continues to slide like this landslide cleared off Holcomb Road, prompting fresh warnings.
Try to avoid night driving. It's very dangerous when there's water over the road. We see a lot of hydroplaning. A road's closed due to landslide activity. Again, don't go there, please. It's very unsafe. Landslides are unpredictable. It's not just the water over the roads, it's also the movement of all the mud and debris.
And those living and working nearby tell me since this bridge was rebuilt in 2023, they haven't seen as many issues. That's why they're hoping the other bridge on Ostrander Road will be repaired soon. Now, Public Works tells me that residents can get sandbags at their location. We'll have more information for those resources at KOIN.com. Reporting in Kelso tonight, I'm Joelle Jones, KOIN 6 News.